Once upon a folk tale, there was a lady called Jamie. She was 25, smart and kind. From outside, life looked perfect. She had a fancy job, working long hours in a tall glass building. Her apartment was sleek and modern, filled with expensive things. Her parents were so proud, always telling their friends about their successful daughter. They had always told her what paths to take, what choices to make, and Jamie, being a good daughter, had followed. She had checked all the boxes. But inside, Jamie felt like a bird in a golden cage. Every morning, she would wake up with a heavy sigh, the same dull feeling in her chest. The numbers on her computer screen blurred together. The endless meetings felt meaningless. She would smile, she would nod, she would say the right things, but her heart wasn't in it. It was like she was playing a part in a play, but she didn't know her lines, and the stage felt empty. One sunny Saturday, instead of going to another networking event, Jamie found herself walking. She didn't know where she was going, just that she needed to escape the concrete jungle. She stumbled upon a small forgotten park tucked away between towering buildings. It wasn't grand, just a patch of green, with a few old trees and some wildflowers pushing through cracks in the pavement. But as she sat on a worn wooden bench, a strange calm washed over her. The scent of damp earth, the gentle rustle of leaves, the tiny dance of a butterfly around a bright purple flower. It was all so simple, so real. For the first time in a long time, Jamie felt a tiny flicker of something alive inside her. A forgotten curiosity, a quiet wonder. She noticed a small unusual plant with leaves like velvet and a tiny iridescent beetle crawling on a stone. It was a fleeting moment, but it was enough to plant a seed. A few days later, her grandmother, a sweet quirky woman who always seemed to know more than she let on, sent Jamie a package. Inside, nestled in old tissue paper, was a compass. It was old, made of tarnished brass, with strange symbols etched into its surface. It didn't look like any compass Jamie had ever seen. When she held it, it felt strangely warm, almost alive. She tried to make it point north, but the needle just spun wildly. Broken, she thought, a familiar feeling of disappointment. But then, as she thought about that quiet park, about the velvet leaves and the tiny beetle, the needle quivered. It didn't point to a direction, but to one of the strange symbols. And then she heard it. A faint, almost imperceptible sound, like a soft breath, a gentle hum. It was as if the compass was whispering her name. Jamie stared at the compass, her heart beating a little faster. It wasn't broken, it was alive. It had pointed to a symbol she didn't understand, and she had heard a whisper that seemed to call to something deep inside her. What did this strange old compass want her to do? And where in the vast confusing world would it lead her next? She had no idea, but a tiny spark of hope, a feeling she hadn't felt in years, began to glow within her. She was about to step onto a path she never knew existed, a path that would change everything. But was she ready for the journey and the secret it held? The whispering compass, a strange and ancient guide, seemed to pull Jamie forward. It didn't point north or south or east or west. It pointed to a feeling, a quiet pull in her guts that led her to the very edge of town. There, nestled behind a tangle of overgrown bushes and a crooked wooden fence, stood a house that looked like it had been forgotten by time. This was the home of Mr. Blackwood, the town's eccentric recluse. People whispered stories about him, that he was a mad scientist, a forgotten explorer, or just a lonely old man who talked to plants. Jamie felt a shiver of nervousness, but the compass in her hand pulsed with a soft, warm light, urging her on. She pushed open the creaky gate and stepped into a garden that was wild and beautiful, unlike anything she had ever seen. strange plants with vibrant colors twisted around ancient stones, and the air hummed with a quiet energy. And then she saw him, Mr. Blackwood. He was old, with a long white beard and eyes that sparkled with a knowing light. He was tending to a patch of glowing mushrooms, and he didn't seem surprised to see her. In fact, he looked up, a gentle smile on his face, as if he had been expecting her all along. "Ah, the compass has found its way home," he rasped, his voice like dry leaves rustling. He recognized the compass instantly, his fingers tracing the strange symbols. "This, my dear, does not point to place on a map. It points to the path within you, to your true north." Jamie was stunned. This old man, this supposed hermit, seemed to understand the very mystery that had captivated her. He didn't offer easy answers though. Instead, he gave her tasks. Simple yet puzzling tasks. He asked her to sit in his garden for an hour just to observe, to notice the way the sunlight danced on a spider web, the tiny ants marching with purpose, the silent growth of a seedling. He asked her to identify a plant she had never seen before, not from a book but by truly feeling its leaves, smelling its scent, listening to its silent story. Jamie, used to the fast pace of city life, found this task frustrating at first. Her mind raced, wanting to do something, to achieve something. But slowly, as she forced herself to slow down to truly see, a new world began to open up. She noticed the intricate patterns on a beetle's back, the delicate veins of a leaf, the way a tiny flower bravely pushed through a crack in the stone. The compass in her hand would occasionally glow or vibrate gently, a silent note that she was on the right track, that she was finally connecting with something real. But not everyone understood Jamie's new path. Her childhood friend, Liam, a practical and sensible young man, was worried. He saw her spending time with an eccentric old man, talking about plants and whispers, and he thought she was losing her mind. "Jamie, what are you doing?" he would ask, his voice full of concern. "You have a great job, a bright future. Don't throw it all away for some strange hobby." He tried to remind her of her old life, the expectations, the safe path. Jamie felt torn. A part of her missed the comfort of her old life, the clear goals, the approval of her parents. But another part, a growing, vibrant part, knew that this new path, however strange, felt more real, more right. Mr. Blackwood, seeing her struggle, gave her a new task. "There is a flower," he said, his eyes twinkling, "that blooms only when the heart is truly open. Find it and you will find a piece of yourself." He sent her into a dense, unfamiliar part of the old forest, a place where the trees grew so thick the sunlight barely touched the ground. As Jamie ventured deeper, the compass in her hand began to spin wildly, faster and faster. Then suddenly it stopped. It pointed not to a flower, but directly into the gaping mouth of a dark, silent cave. From deep within, a strange, unsettling sound echoed, like a low, mournful sigh. Was this the flower, or something else entirely? And was Jamie truly ready for what lay hidden in the darkness, waiting for her? Her journey was about to take a turn she never expected, into the very heart of her own fears. The dark mouth of a cave loomed before Jamie, a silent challenge. Every instinct screamed at her to turn back, to run from the unknown. But the compass in her hand, though still, felt warm and steady, a silent promise. Taking a deep breath, Jamie stepped into the darkness. The air inside was cold and damp, and the faint light from the entrance quickly faded, leaving her in near total blackness. She had to rely on her other senses, the drip, drip, drip of water, the earthy smell of the cave, the rough texture of the rock walls under her fingertips. It was terrifying, but also strangely freeing. Without her sight, she had to truly feel her way forward. As she stumbled deeper, the darkness seemed to magnify her own inner fears. She thought of her life in the city, the endless expectations, the feeling of being trapped. She remembered moments of failure, times she had felt lost and alone. Each step felt heavy, burdened by these old feelings. The cave wasn't just a physical space, it was a mirror reflecting her own inner wilderness. The compass, though, never left her hand. It would flicker with a soft light, just enough to show her the next step, a small beacon in the overwhelming dark. She didn't find the mythical flower Mr. Blackwood had spoken of. Instead, after what felt like an eternity, she found a hidden spring. The water was crystal clear, and as she knelt to drink, she saw her reflection. Not just her face, but something deeper. A flicker of her true self, unburdened by the worries and expectations that had weighed her down. It was a moment of pure quiet understanding. The flower wasn't a thing to be found. It was the blooming of her own inner strength. Armed with this new understanding, Jamie knew she couldn't go back to her old life. It was a difficult conversation, but she went to her parents. She told them calmly and clearly that she couldn't continue living a life that wasn't her own. She explained the emptiness she felt and her need to find her own way. They were upset at first, confused by her sudden change, but Jamie stood firm, speaking from a place of quiet strength they hadn't seen before. Even Liam, her practical friend, started to see a change in her. He saw her conviction, her newfound pace, and his skepticism began to soften. Jamie started to explore ways to combine her growing connection with nature with her artistic talents, sketching the plants in Mr. Blackwood's garden or creating beautiful pieces from natural materials she found. Jamie finally felt a sense of direction, a quiet hum of purpose deep within her. The compass, which had been mostly still, suddenly glowed with an intense, vibrant light. It didn't point to the forest or to the city, but towards a distant, neglected part of the town, an old, abandoned community garden. As she walked closer, a faint, desperate sound reached her ears, like a whisper of distress. What forgotten place was this, and what urgent need was calling to her? Was this the next step on her journey, or a challenge far greater than anything she had faced before? Her true purpose was about to reveal itself in the most unexpected way. The compass led Jamie to a place that looked like a forgotten dream. An old community garden, once vibrant, now lay in ruins. Weeds choked the pathways, broken tools lay scattered, and the raised beds were empty, save for a few stubborn dying plants. The desperate cries she had heard were the silent pleas of neglect, the longing of the heart for care. Jamie felt a deep ache in her chest, a sense of sadness for this forgotten space. But then, a different feeling bloomed, a powerful urge to help, a responsibility she hadn't felt for anything before. The compass in her hand glowed steadily, a warm, reassuring pulse. This was it. This was her part. She started small, pulling weeds, clearing debris, one painful step at a time. It was hard, back-breaking work, and at first she was alone. But then Liam, a practical friend, came to visit. He saw her covered in dirt, but with a light in her eyes he hadn't seen before. He saw her dedication, her quiet passion, and something shifted within him. He offered to help, bringing his tools, his strength, and his grounded common sense. Together, they cleared more land, fixed broken fences, and prepared the soil. Word began to spread through the small town about the young woman and her friend, bringing the old garden back to life. Slowly, cautiously, others started to join. An elderly woman who remembered the garden in its glory days, a young mother looking for fresh food for her children, a group of teenagers curious about what was happening. The garden became a meeting place, a symbol of hope and renewal. Jamie, with her artistic eye, designed the layout, creating beautiful pathways and colorful sections for different plants. She used her art to draw size, to explain what they were planting, to share the story of the garden's rebirth. She found a deep joy in teaching others about the soil, about the cycles of nature, about how a tiny seed could grow into something beautiful and nourishing. It wasn't just about growing food, it was about growing community. The garden flourished. It became a vibrant hub, a place where children learned about where their food came from, where neighbors shared stories and laughter, and where the bounty of the earth fed both body and soul. Jamie, working alongside Liam and a new community, felt a profound sense of purpose. It wasn't a grand, solitary quest for fame or fortune. It was a quiet, collaborative effort that benefited everyone. A way to give back to the earth and to the people around her. Her parents, who had been worried about her leaving her corporate job, came to visit the thriving garden. They saw the joy in her eyes, the genuine happiness that radiated from her. Their initial disappointment melted away, replaced by immense pride and a deep understanding of their daughter's true calling. The community garden was a shining success, a testament to Jamie's newfound purpose. But then, an unexpected letter arrived. It was from a prestigious art gallery in the city, the kind she used to dream of. They had seen her nature-inspired art, the sketches and designs from the garden, and they were inviting her to showcase her work, praising her unique approach to capturing the essence of life. This was the kind of recognition she once craved, the kind that would have sent her heart soaring. But now, her priorities had shifted. Would she leave the thriving garden and the community she had helped build to pursue individual fame in the art world? Or would she find a way to weave her art into her newfound purpose, facing a choice that would define not just her future but the very meaning of her journey? The compass in her hand remained still, waiting for her decision. Jamie stood at the crossroads. The prestigious art gallery, a symbol of her old dreams, beckoned. But the thriving community garden, a testament to her newfound purpose, held her heart. She didn't choose one over the other. Instead, she found a way to weave them together. She accepted the gallery's invitation, but her exhibition wasn't just about beautiful art. It was about the story of the garden, about the power of community, and about the quiet revolution happening in her small town. Her art became a bridge, connecting the beauty of nature with the urgent need for sustainable living and community connection. She used her platform to raise awareness, to inspire others to start their own gardens, to find their own purpose in contributing to something larger than themselves. Her journey, like all true journeys of self-discovery, was not a straight line, but a winding path filled with unexpected turns and profound lessons. Jamie's story, the journey of the whispering compass, teaches us three very important things about finding our own purpose. 1. Purpose isn't found, it's built, piece by piece. It's not a treasure waiting to be discovered, but a garden you cultivate with your own hands. It's about aligning what you love with what the world needs. Jamie didn't find her purpose, she built it through her dedication to the garden, her art, and her community. It's a continuous process, a daily choice to live in a way that feels true to your deepest self. 2. True wealth is in contribution, not accumulation. For so long, Jamie chased success, money, and approval, thinking they would bring her happiness. But true fulfillment the kind that settles deep in your soul, came when she started giving back, when she saw the garden flourish, when she saw the smiles on the faces of those who benefited from it. She realized that making a difference, contributing to the well-being of others and the planet, was the richest reward of all. It's about leaving the world a little better than you found it. 3. The journey of self-discovery is rarely linear but always worth it. Jamie's path was full of detours, doubts, and dark caves. She had to shed old expectations, confront her fears, and embrace the unknown. But every challenge, every moment of uncertainty revealed a hidden strength, a deeper understanding of herself. Your own journey to purpose might not look like anyone else's, and that's okay. Embrace the winding roads, the unexpected turns, for they are where you truly learn who you are and what you are capable of. So, as you navigate your own life, listen closely. Listen to the quiet whispers of your heart, to the things that truly light you up. Don't be afraid to step off the well-worn path, to explore the unknown, to cultivate your own unique garden. For in the act of giving, in the courage to be truly yourself, and in the willingness to embrace the journey, you will find your own whispering compass, guiding you home to your true purpose. And that, my friends, is the most extraordinary adventure of all. Thank you for sticking to the end of Jamie's story. If you like this and more inspiring stories, please like, comment, share, and click on the subscribe button so you get notified of our newest collections. See you soon. Until then, keep being yourself.